Welcome back. Oh, vlog number 4. I've started this one. We're midway through a walk here. We're joining the canal just because there's no background noise with cars. Until I get a microphone, there's probably better walking places that are a bit, away from traffic or away from noise and all the rest of it. So yeah, welcome. I'm in a bad mood. I'm not a bad mood, you know. Every Sunday I feel this way. I feel this, like, you know, Sunday dread, Sunday work dread, because I've had like corporate jobs and stuff. But even when I ran the restaurant, so Sunday was a great day for us. We used to do a Sunday roast and it was really good, really popular. And I'd still wake up in the morning like, oh, it's a Sunday, oh no, work tomorrow. It's like, well no, we got work today. And the whole, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and then it gets to, you know, Sunday, and all I'm thinking about is work tomorrow. Well, why am I not thinking Sunday, enjoy this day, get the most out of it? And I have to all day have these little battles with myself, like, enjoy the day, stop worrying about it. So yeah, today's one of those days, and I feel like I watch the clock as well, and I'm like, oh, it's nearly 2, oh, it's nearly 3, and because I'm doing like Chef Rick videos, and I've done a couple of really nice videos today. I've done the apple strudel. That turned out nice, it turned out really nice, and the kids are playing in the garden. But as I'm chopping apples, I'm like, oh, it's nearly 4 o'clock, so what? My wife and I have both said that ultimately with our dreams, what we really want is a like a ranch in the sunshine, maybe Portugal. Definitely want to move abroad, set something up for, you know, people to come and stay. And ultimately I would love to have those clocks that are, you know, there's no hours on them, no minute hand. It's just kind of like a morning, lunch, evening. Because yeah, for some reason I let myself, I can't shake it. And I bet there's ways to get rid of this, of course. My wife would tell me that there's all sorts of methods and techniques and all the rest of it to change your brain and all the rest of it. But yeah, I still struggle to not be in a bit of a grump on a Sunday. And you lose your day, because Friday night I'm like, yes, it's the weekend, you know, it's my time with my family. And then I waste one of those days stressing out that I've got work the next day, even though, like I've said before, I've got a great job. I love my job, love my boss. So why it bothers me so much, I do not know. Anyway, coming for a nice walk somewhere beautiful on the canal with Rio, of course. I mean, that's the way, isn't it? That's how you cheer yourself up. So yeah, we'll just do a nice little towpath walk today. We'll walk down the canal. I reckon I'll finish this. Well, it don't matter, I'll show you where I finish it. It's basically a bridge that goes over the bypass, and then there's a really, you know, when people carve tree stumps, probably the best one I've ever seen will be at the end of this walk. So keep watching. There you go, that's a technique for retention, viewer retention. Keep watching until the end of this video. You'll see a really cool wood carving. That's something I really need to get up with my, I'm all over my Chef Rick stuff at the moment. Like really throwing myself into it. Making sure I do my 2 videos a week. And again, I love cooking, I love editing, and I love doing all that. And now I'm watching, I can't stop. Like every time I go to pick up my phone, I go to YouTube Studio and see, oh, have I got any new subscribers? And I wasn't signed up for this. There's like an advertising thing you can sign up for, so advertisers can reach out to you and say, you know, would you like to use our knives or our pans or whatever it might be. So I realised I was never signed up for that, so I signed up for it. So hopefully in the next few weeks I might get my first ever ads or my first ever sponsors. That'd be really good. That's what I'm after. So yeah, up there, that hill is Teg's Nose. That's where we walked the other day, right to the top of that. And the far thing in the distance is Macclesfield Forest. I'll absolutely go and do one of those walks. Might do one tomorrow actually, with the family. Because again, what I'm doing with these videos is I'm recording. I reckon I'm going to record 10, schedule them all, get them out. So I'm going to Portugal in a few weeks. I probably want to do one whilst I'm away. But I want to have them all set up and running. Never, ever, ever miss one of these. Have them dead regular. And again, work out how they're going to look and how I'm going to edit them and all the rest of it. The last one, when I looked at it on the when I uploaded it from the camera to the laptop, the last one looks like it might be a bit, you know, square. So I don't know whether this one. Anyway, it's about the settings on the GoPro and how you make it look full screen and all the rest of it. That really is boring stuff to talk about. Oh my god. But again, Ricky, don't worry about any of that, because it's not even the content of what I'm actually saying here. It's more that I'm out there doing it. And this is it. This is being out there doing it. This is being out there vlogging. Do you know a name? I'll talk about someone, one of these vloggers, who, again, I'd love to get to his subscriber numbers and his viewer retention ratio, because I reckon when you watch a video, you subscribe, you watch all the next ones, and that's really good for YouTube as well. If people, because a lot of my Chef Rick videos are first time viewers, but you want to get to the point where you've got a bit of an audience that come back. So it's Charlie Veach, we've talked about him before, and he basically goes around winding people up, dead immature stuff like name calling and just absolutely winding up people in Manchester, people in Liverpool, people all over the place. And he's quickly realised, of course, that everyone fucking hates him. Obviously not everyone hates him, he's got a lot of supporters, a lot of viewers. More than enough people go up to him during the filming of his videos and say like, yes Charlie, you know, big fan, can I have a picture? But generally he's going out there winding people up, and then obviously when some crackhead in Manchester gets wound up, they start chasing him, and that's his content. He's proud of it. But he's realising now he's becoming a little bit outnumbered in central Manchester, so he's got himself these bodyguards, and obviously they're taking his money, and they obviously have his same opinions, and they follow him around Manchester. And then one of them, this guy, cool looking guy, and some lads were following him the other day, chasing him. Big group of lads. These lads are 15, and one of them, he's got his balaclava pulled up, or his bandana thing pulled up over his guy. So I mean he's trying to look intimidating. He doesn't look intimidating at all, because they're only small. But this lad comes up to him, delete the footage, yeah, and he's putting his hand in his pocket. He's trying to imply he's got a knife. Probably does have a knife, but that's what he's doing. He's going through his pocket. So this security guard, this bouncer, he slaps him, disorientates him, and then boom, just gives him a kick, left kick, catches him in his liver, and this guy he folds him in half, falls on the ground, this lad. And of course the clip's gone viral, and now everybody coming up to the bodyguard, oh, you're famous, you're famous, you're famous. And next thing, he's going off and doing a video with Kurt Katz. Well, Kurt Katz is one of the fucking best. He's big audience, and he used to do cool things, go all around the world, go to these dangerous places, war zones and ghettos and all the rest of it, and just walk around with his camera out. But because he's got a bit of confidence and he looks the part, he can just walk around. Yeah, I'll give you some of the, you don't have to stare at me whilst I'm talking. So yeah, next thing, I see this Charlie Veach video, and there's Kurt Katz in Manchester with him, walking around like looking for trouble. I'm like, fucking hell, it's Kurt Katz. And now the security guard, he's going off and doing things with Kurt Katz, and he's become pretty famous in his own little way, in his own world of YouTube. And now they're looking for excuses to hit people. Charlie Veach behind, you know what to do, Fred, you know what to do, kick him, Fred, kick him, Fred. And you're like, he thinks he's got away with it once, and now he can. So I just watched a video where they're in Liverpool, and the first thing he does, or as quick as he can, fucking give someone a boot, slaps him, hits him. I mean, what's the fucking point in that? I mean, I'm sure they're all getting paid well, but how do you sleep at night? Yeah, I'll put the camera down while I pass these chaps fishing away in the canal. Yeah, so he's got this yes, these guys now going around, any chance they get, they're going to slap someone and kick someone. He's got a couple of these bodyguards now in Manchester. He's got enough people who support him, so it's sort of them VU. But as I say, they're looking for trouble. They go around looking for trouble, and I just think, I don't know, I just hate it. Really, really hate it. When you first see that kick, you think, oh, brilliant, wow, what a thing. But obviously they just get onto it, don't they? And it becomes a thing that they do, punch and kick people. And that seems to now be his move, slap, kick you. They're going to get outnumbered at some point, and he's going to be fucking, he's going to be bad. But whilst those idiots are allowed to sit in Piccadilly Gardens and just, you know, make a mess of it, make a mess of themselves and all the rest of it, then you will get those idiots. And the Charlie Beaches of this world are allowed to go filming them all and winding them all up. You know, no one's stopping them. It's just going to carry on and on and on. I hate it, really, really hate it. So here's me talking about him whilst I do my my little nice walk on the canal, chatting away, talking rubbish, telling you I'm in the mood. But again, I suppose it's just talking, isn't it? It's just saying. It's just yeah, it's getting out here and doing it, recording, talking, chatting away. Here's where we came the other day. Coming round to that really beautiful bridge. It's called the Snakes Bridge, or Snake Bridge, or there'll be some name for it. My grandmother had a narrowboat, lived on a canal up in Bollington, which you'd get to if you carried on down this canal. About 5-6 miles you'd find where she was moored, and so she had a nice little cottage in Macclesfield, and then decided no, she was going to live on a boat because she was very active and outdoorsy, and it was class, absolutely class having you know, my grandmother living on a narrowboat. You know, go and see her, and nothing better than a narrowboat. So cosy when it's cold. You're on a narrowboat with the fire going. Well, yeah, I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be on a cold day than a nice warm narrowboat, just gently rocking away, super comfy inside, having nice cups of tea, pie with your grandma. Magical stuff. But then obviously in the latter years she started to go a little bit mad, and she sold it to some idiot. I think she sold it for like 18 grand, 19 grand, and the minimum you'd want for one of these things is like 30 grand. And she sold it for next to nothing. So when she passed away, there's obviously no narrowboat, and I always think I would have loved it. My sister's doing pretty well for herself, and I think if she was in a position she's in now, she would have bought that boat, and we'd have one in the family. It would have been really cool. Go on little narrowboat weekends and all the rest of it. Oh. But it's absolutely, oh, we're so lucky just having the canal on our doorstep like this. And any time of the day, I love doing this little walk, sort of evening time, sunset. That's just beautiful, really beautiful stuff. Rio's back's much better. You can probably see his legs. He's running a lot better. Hopping in the car with no problem. We've not had a cramp for a couple of weeks. In fact, the last cramp he had was on camera. Caught it on camera. That was one up at Alderley Edge. One of these first ones I did. But he's really feeling happy. Although he will not leave my wife's side at all. If we're at home, he's just right next to her at all times. At all times. I'm talking like under her feet constantly, and it worries me a bit because you think, is she okay? Because when she was pregnant, and she's not pregnant, please tell me she's not pregnant, but when she was pregnant he would do the same thing. He wouldn't even come out for a walk with me. Just stay at the door. Oi, don't go in there. I can't be bothered bathing him today. We're getting on a bit now. If he goes in the water, oh, he's in. He's in. What can I do? He'll look at me now like, what? What? Are you happy? Is that nice? How can I deny him this, hey? Oh, there you go. Have a swim. Go on, good boy. No, he's going to sprint up here because he'll be so full of beans. There we go. It's a happy dog. Right, so what was I waffling on about? So my wife said in these little talks or therapy sessions that they are for me a bit, she goes, talk about the restaurant, it's dead interesting. So my restaurant, I'd always worked in hospitality. I'd done every job, waiter and restaurant manager and worked bars and all this. And then I was in the corporate world. I was working for, I basically sold tills, reservation software. And so, yeah, I'll tell you in a sec, someone's coming. Again, I say this every time I do that, don't I? Go, oh, there's someone coming, oh, put the camera down. You see them and they chat to you and they're lovely and they're just, yeah, lovely guy. So my restaurant, so I've done all these jobs in hospitality, but I was working in the corporate world. And I did all that just because, you know, money. You want a better wage coming in, so I go and take this fucking office job. And then COVID happens, we get locked down. So lockdown, again, we could talk about that in another video, but I fucking loved it. At first, when it all started happening and you saw these videos of people in China getting bloody, you know, welded into their apartments, and Manchester was building, you know, gigantic field hospitals with 2,000 beds. You're like, oh, hang on. And Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, gets COVID and you go, this is a killer thing, everyone's dying. And then you sort of quickly realised it was nothing bad. It was killing old people, and like really old people or really ill people or really overweight people, and you know, they were the ones who were high risk. Everyone else was sort of all right. And you realised this is not scary anymore. And I was getting furloughed from work. So I had money coming in. It's a nice hot summer. And God, drinking gin and tonics in the garden, and just had the best time ever. And so it got to the point where what else are we going to do? You know, we're going on for nearly 2 years. So Amy and I thought, let's do something productive with this. You know, a lot of people were doing Joe Wicks and all this and getting fit, but what should we do? You know, we've always wanted a restaurant, haven't we? We've always wanted a restaurant. Let's how do you get a restaurant? I haven't got any money, so what if we write a business plan? So I say we, my wife is the brains of the operation, but we wrote a business plan of a restaurant, and we thought, best thing to do, let's see if we could do this, let's do a couple of pop-up nights somewhere. So I went around a load of venues where I lived in Macclesfield, and then I found this one called Charles Row House. They had this basically a cafe downstairs and a big open space upstairs with a bar. And I thought this could really work here. So I put it all on social media. I'm going to do a pop-up night. Tickets will be X'd, and you can order this or this, like 2 starters, 2 mains, 2 desserts. You could pick, 'cause it was a pop-up sort of supper club, and we sold all the tickets. And then I got a couple of friends to help me out in the kitchen. And we did it, we put on this night, and everyone, you know, oh, I mean, at the time, I sort of cringe about it now, but I shouldn't cringe about it, I should celebrate it. But it was one of them where, and now the chef's going to come out the kitchen, and I come out the kitchen, and everyone's clapping, and oh, Mark, bravo. It was fantastic, and he did all have a fantastic time. We did really, really good food, loads of drinks, beautiful paired wines. Yeah, it was the business. So yeah, here's a guy coming. I'll tell you the rest in a sec. Again, sound guy, really nice guy. So we did a pop-up night to rave reviews. So if I can do this, and so we said, right, well, we want to just make a restaurant out of this. Let's do it. So we did. We worked out we needed 40 grand. Really, I mean, if I could teach anyone anything now, I'd say double your budget. Should have gone for 80, but we said we needed 40 grand to open up. So there was a couple of venues in Mac that had been quite successful with crowdfunding campaigns. So we said, right, if you do a crowdfunder for 40 grand, and anyone who puts in whatever they put in, if they put in a tenner, then they've got a tenner to spend in the restaurant if we open. And the reason how that works is because you work on 70% margins in a restaurant. So obviously if someone gives you £10 and they get a £10 voucher, you're only losing 70% of that, if you know what I mean. So you make your money back, and plus you have people coming in and they'll buy other things and they'll tell people about it and they'll drink in the bar. So we did a crowdfunder, did a video. I sat outside the restaurant. Hi, I'm Rick. This is my wife Amy. Brought my son into it. He was just a little baby at the time, and Rio the dog. And we would like to open this restaurant, give this building a new lease of life, and make a family's dream come true. And if you give a tenner, you get a tenner to spend in a restaurant, and all the rest of it. So we've run this Kickstarter campaign, and then you do it all. You go click, go live, and then you start obsessing over it. You start watching it all the time. And we did it in the end. We made it. I think we got £42,000 in the end. On the last day we did it. In fact, we did it one day before the end of it. We scheduled it for a month. We did it, got 42 grand. It was a success. Of course, we dealt with a couple of trolls. That was our first time ever dealing with trolls. And then the guy who owned the building, pretty savvy businessman, he said, look, if you put yourself out there to the public, you are going to get this. He says it's normal, and you're going to have to get used to that if you're going to put yourself out into the public eye. So we had trolls like this girl reaching out. I think it's disgusting when people are losing their lives to COVID-19 that you're out here begging for money. And we say, no, we're not begging for money. You know, you don't have to contribute to this, first of all, and if you do, you get your money back to spend in a restaurant anyway. Well, I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense. This is on my Facebook, whatever. That doesn't make any sense to me, and I know hospitality. I said, oh no, we should go back and explain it one more time. And then luckily for us, people started jumping on it and commenting and saying, can't you see this is just a young family trying to do something nice? Yeah, there's some people in the garden there chilling, and I don't want to be chatting away. Where was I? So yeah, so we got this, and we got a few trolls. You don't understand business, you this, you that, and it really hurt us, because we'd never had anything like this ever. And you think about these poor people who are in the public eye, who get it non-stop, who cannot take it. These poor bastards off Love Island, and a guy called Mike, I think he was called Mike Thilikanassis. I was about to say I won't call him this, his nickname, he called him Muggy Mike. I think it's an absolute insult. He might have hung himself. This guy, great looking guy, potentially had the world at his feet, and then yeah, probably the trolls and the people giving him non-stop abuse, fucking killed himself. Anyway, so we dealt with our first trolls, but we had 42 grand. Okay, we got 42 grand. Now we're gonna have to open a restaurant here. So we'd had everything in agreement with the guy, and I mean, I'm gonna talk through this quicker than it was, because obviously it took a long time. But we had you know, we had to go and buy the furniture, you know, buy the stuff for the kitchen, buy all the rest of it, all these things we need, recruit staff. So again, we did all that. Staff was difficult to get because COVID had happened, so all the good European staff, all the Polish staff and all the rest of it had all gone home. I'm not going that way, carry on. And yeah, we had it all set up. A few issues with staff. We had things like a restaurant manager, and this guy was the business. He looked well, he didn't look the part, to be fair. That was one of his flaws, but we could deal with that. But he was horrible to his stepson who worked for us, and I should have seen this happen. I was like, he's really horrible to this stepson, this lad. He had his own issues, but he was just horrible to him. And then we opened the doors. I was in the kitchen cooking, got a chef in working with me, got a pot washer, fantastic team outside, and we had this guy running the floor, and the staff were saying he won't talk to anyone, he won't go to any tables, he won't speak to customers. And so I asked him about it. I said, you're not going to tables? And, well, no, I don't want to be spoken to when I go to a restaurant. And I was like, oh God, how do we not know this? How do we not spot this one? So I said, well, it doesn't matter if you want to be spoken to. I said, your job as a restaurant manager, you've got to work out whether this person wants, you know, an hour of laughter and conversation, or a quick hi bye or whatever. It's your responsibility. And he refused. So I had to sack him. So there I am, firing people. You know, not long ago I was in my garden drinking G&Ts, asking Amy, do you reckon we'll get another week of this? Do you reckon we'll get another week of it? And before you know it, I own a business. Yeah, I'll put this down just for a sec. So yeah, so I give this guy the boot, and then the chef decides he's going off to live in Australia. So I was running the floor. I went out and became the manager, floor manager, restaurant manager, whilst this guy was well, we got rid of the restaurant manager, we brought this guy into the kitchen, this chef into the kitchen. He was pretty good. Yeah, more people, fucking hell. So then I went to the floor, as I mentioned, and we had that chef in the kitchen. Then he leaves. I'm moving to Australia. All right, okay. We have to get another chef in, and we're desperate. So we got a lad in, and he was a good chef, but that was it. As in, he could cook good food, but that was it. Everything else, he didn't know how to cost a dish, didn't know how to speak to staff, didn't know how to control his emotions. He's a dickhead, basically. Been trolling me recently on my other channel, writing shit on YouTube, and you think, come on mate, sort your life out. But we got him in, and the food was good, and it was coming out the kitchen, and you know, we're fine with it. So we had it was operating, it was working. We had a restaurant and bar. The building was not made for it at all. The building was a grade 2 listed building, absolutely beautiful, but it was not made to be a restaurant. You couldn't do anything to it. I spent 10 grand of my own money buying a big stove, a big range stove for it, and putting in this big extractor and all this, but you couldn't put a walk-in fridge anywhere. And because it was over 2 floors, the restaurant was upstairs, and there was no way to have people just come in on their own and like go upstairs, because you walked into the building, you're like, well, where am I? So there sort of had to be someone there downstairs, like welcoming people in. So I found myself downstairs a lot, working the bar, which I enjoy working a bar. That was quite funny actually, when you work in a bar and you get these people come in. 99% of our customers were amazing people. Just amazing. Everybody. Celebrities. Everyone, and we treated them all the same. Everyone got treated exactly the same, got fantastic. And then you get some people who come into the bar and they see me on the bar, it's working away, you know, what's it, 40, early 40s, and they talk to you like you're a dickhead. They'd just be rude to you, and I'd say, oh well, you'd be chatting away, and I'd still be killing them with kindness, as I always try and do. And then I'd say, yeah, well, when I bought this place and when I did this, oh, it's your place. Oh, how are you? Da da da. And change their tune instantly because I was the owner. Yeah, people coming. Yeah, the way people would talk to you differently when they realised you were the owner. And again, I learned a million things during this restaurant journey, but that was a big one. Like, oh, people are going to be nice to you now. People are going to want to, you know, be friendly with you, which. Anyway, so there we go, we got a business, and it was busy. It was really busy, and our costs after COVID again just kept going up and up and up. Everything, the utilities, the rent, the food, everything just kept going up and up and up. And in hospitality, as I mentioned before, you work off 70% margin. And that doesn't mean it has to be that way across the board. You might make a bit less on your steaks and your fat and your wines, but you might make more on certain things. But overall, all your food and drink and everything else, you should be making 70%. And it got to the point where we're like, people in Macclesfield aren't going to pay £6, £7 a pint. And Amy and I, we weren't taking salaries from the business. One sec. So every month was a struggle. We'd get to the end of the month and we weren't taking a salary, my wife and I. We'd take obviously anything that we made extra, and it was getting to the point where we're looking at the numbers and we think, if we get another lockdown here, or if these costs keep going up anymore, we're in major trouble, major trouble. We're going to get ourselves in debt. Right, some people here, they've spotted on film. I'm filming myself, I'm a vlogger. So I'll get past them and I'll carry on. They didn't even say hello to those people, so maybe not everyone's great on the canal, but most are. Anyway, so yeah, Amy and I were like, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So we spoke to our landlords. Again, they were pretty savvy business people, and he said, well, sell vouchers for things, sell vouchers. Oh, we did weddings as well. Like, we hosted a couple of weddings there and funerals, and we would, again, baby showers. We started doing afternoon teas. They were very popular. But again, lots of money coming in, lots of money going out. Until it got to the point where we met with the landlords who said, why don't you sell vouchers for the future? I'll come back to you, big dog on a lead. There we go, faith in humanity restored, lovely lady. So yeah, the landlord said, sell vouchers, get some revenue in, sell vouchers, and then he can use them in the future. So we did that, sold a load of vouchers, a couple of grand. And then you realise, well, where are we going to get? That's for the future, okay, and then the next month and the next month. So it got to the point where we said, we're stopping it here. We're gonna stop. We're gonna close the restaurant. And we were sat downstairs, and we were broken people, to be fair. This was a year of our lives that had, I've not been able to talk about it for a very long time. This was like coming up to 3 years ago now. And some of the things that happened in that restaurant was so amazing, so beautiful, so many special moments, you know, proposals and people who kept coming back because they had the first date there. And like I say, celebrities, people who I consider celebrities, like rock stars who happen to live around here, would come in all the time. And yeah, some of the waiters and waitresses we had were just unbelievable. And it's difficult. As I'm saying it now, as I'm talking about all the amazing memories, I'm forcing myself to talk about them. I'm not really ready to talk about them with a big like, oh, I've still not got that filter yet of how amazing it all was. But it wasn't making money, or it wasn't making us money. And we didn't have deep pockets. And then when everyone wants to lend you money as well. Oh, Mr. Armstrong, your house is worth, why are you talking about my house? Like, this was a limited company. This was something that, you know, we can deal with. So we were sat there downstairs one day knowing we're going to close the doors. And we're both in tears, both in absolute tears. And if I may have mentioned this bit in a previous video, but I just looked around and I saw the till. And that till was given to us by a company called the Access Group, who were trialling us on this new till system. So I knew this till system inside out, and I was a salesman, and my mate's a director at the business. So I said to him, look, I rang him, so we're going to close the restaurant. And I went and got a job. Basically within 3 days, I'd sort of done an interview, and I was started with him. And that was it, the restaurant was done. And we had to, obviously prior to that, you have to call the staff in, tell them we're closing. Heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. But oh, there's not even a but. We're still sort of, let's talk about the heartbreaking stuff. So it was, yeah, absolutely horrendous. We're closing down this restaurant, and you think everyone, your brain doesn't, or my brain went straight to those trolls who we got in the first place, and thinking they're going to pipe up now and say, haha, we told you didn't know what you were doing, which they did, which a lot did. But there were, in my inbox, I had so many messages from people congratulating us on what we did and how great it was and that they loved it, and they're so sorry that we've had to close, but they understand. And I couldn't read them. I still haven't gone back and read a load of them. I should do, really, because there's so many kind words in there. And I couldn't, for months afterwards, I couldn't even drive past the place. I'd go weird ways home to avoid it. And then I found myself just getting closer and closer till I'm driving past it and I'm looking, I'm like, oh. And then somebody else ended up going in there. They lasted 5 minutes, but Amy and I would go up to it and look in through the window and be like, oh, look what's going on there now. One sec. And so I'll go off and take this corporate job and always talk about the restaurant. And actually I did quite well in the corporate one, because fucking hell, it's non-stop people today. Every time I come back from putting the camera down because someone's there, I bet I'm always smiling, because they're nice people. So yeah, I did all right in the corporate job, and that was that. But yes, we had a restaurant, so we've talked about my restaurant. That was it. Since then, oh yeah, the other thing as well, so I couldn't go Tesco or Sainsbury's. I was going supermarkets that were miles away, and I wouldn't go anywhere near the town centre because I thought, I'm going to see Copper Room customers, and now I see them all the time, and it's always with a, oh, that was fantastic, oh, we were so gutted when it closed, but fantastic, what a place, oh, anyway, how you doing, blah blah blah. Nobody is going, haha, you know, you couldn't run that restaurant, just like you think they're going to do. Nobody did that. And I said that to somebody once. They came up to me in Tesco, literally in Tesco and Mac, and he's saying, you had the Copper Room, didn't you? Is it Rick? I said, yeah, it's Rick. Oh my God, what a place. Oh, it's this, it was that. And I said an abridged version of what I've just told you now. I was like, oh, you know what? I said I was embarrassed. I thought I couldn't go anywhere. They went, what? They said, anyone who has closed the business down, you know, if you've never if your first ever venture into your own business goes amazingly well, you're not learning anything at all. And it's another thing we found as well with a lot of the people who would come. We had a lot of very successful people come, and their thing when we closed was good. That's good. That's a good thing. Not good that the restaurant had closed. They weren't taking a piss, but they were like, it's a good thing. It's good for you guys as business people to have had that experience. Like, what an incredible experience that was, and the amount you are going to learn from having to close a business, from that pain, you can't teach it. And we've been through it, and all the rest of it, and it's like, you don't want to be Brooklyn Beckham. You don't. You might think you do on paper, but you don't. You want the struggles that come with things, and you learn so much. And like I say, we're in the process now. We're still in the healing process, but now Amy and I often find that we're laughing and joking, talking about some of the memories from it, and we are rid of the bad stuff that came from it. I started drinking way too much whilst I was there, you know, to deal with the stresses and all the rest of it. And Amy was working non-stop, and it really did destroy us both, sort of physically, mentally. We were skinny, and yeah, it was not good for us. But those successful people have said, yeah, it was a good thing. It was a good thing for it to close, and you've learned a lot from it. And those people who've never ever tried, ever, they've got one job since school and they've just worked their way up it, and that's it. They'd say, oh, is it really bad? Oh, I bet you feel really bad that it closed. Oh no, oh God, that must have been so sad. And it's like, all right, you know, fucking hell. So yeah, we learned a hell of a lot. That was my restaurant journey. And then now, obviously I'm in the spirits business, the whiskey game and the gin game. Occasionally I'll do these tours at the distillery where I'm talking about the history of gin, and I love it, absolutely love it. But then I see people in the crowd and I'm looking at them like, I know you. They'll come up after you and say, you had that restaurant in Macclesfield, oh, it was fantastic, oh, amazing, you're here now, that's so good. Yeah. Hiya. oh, that's so good, you've got, you know, you're here now, that, oh, that's brilliant, oh, fantastic, and all those things that you worry about turn out to not be anything worth worrying about at all. So yeah, that was the restaurant that we had. It was called the Copper Room. Still got all the reviews, because the Google reviews were unbelievable. 5-star reviews across the board, honestly. One guy, fucking guy, day one of opening, leaves a 1-star review, says one of our best waiters was laughing at him and talking about him behind his back. I'm like, that never happened. So we contacted him, like, tell us more. Of course, he wouldn't reach out, he wouldn't speak to us, he wouldn't do anything like that. And if you looked at his other reviews, everything was 1 star. Staff are rude to me, that's for this. So you're like, you dickhead. But he really set us on a, thought, is this how it's going to be every night? But it wasn't. It was usually 5-star reviews. So yeah, we had that experience, and we move on. Right, so I'll be back. It was some of the things that happened there, because the bar that I mentioned was downstairs, and the main door to the building, really beautiful red door, but it was on a narrow pavement. So I thought, we won't have that as the main entrance. First of all, if you walked in, you couldn't see anything. You'd just be like, well, where am I? It looked a bit like a hotel. Where do I go? So they had a side door which had a big outdoor area next to it, and we said we'll have that as the entrance, so then when people walk in, at least they walk straight in, can see the bar. And it worked really well. We had bought an expensive sign and all this, but it was next to a Domino's, and all the kids would sit outside the Domino's waiting for the pizzas, smoking weed. So obviously the weed smell will come in, and you get nutters walking in, and Mac's got 1 or 2 nutters. This fucking guy, oh my god, come in one time just looking for trouble, basically, thinking, you know, it's a new bar, it's posh. So I went over, I seen him. Oh, how you doing, mate? You all right? So what can I get you? Yeah, you're not going to throw us out, no? No, why would I? Have you got money on you? Yeah, I've got fucking money. I said, well, how'd I throw you out? Right then, 3 double brandies. No problem at all. There's your 3 brandies, he pays. And it's one of them, you're all right, you. And he become a bit of a friend, and he would occasionally, he'd come in sometimes. Well, oh my god, one time he came in, I was upstairs in a restaurant talking to people, and my barman, he'd go, Rick, guys downstairs, it's a good story, this, one sec. So he's like, barman goes, Rick, the guy downstairs, he wants to talk to you, he's wearing a mask. Now don't forget, this is COVID times, or just after, so all right. So I go down, there's this guy, the town nutter, and he's a big guy, fucking bit of a hard man, and he's wearing a ski, like a hockey mask, like Jason out of Friday the 13th, wearing a ski mask, walking around the bar, terrifying everybody. All the customers were frightened to death. And he's sitting at a table with someone, and he's going, you're a millionaire, yeah, you're a millionaire. So I go over, how's it going, mate? I said, come with me. What? I said, what do you think's going on here? I said, you're frightening people to death. I said, you're in here in a hockey mask. I said, you can't be doing this. No aggression, no, I'll fucking do this. Just, what are you doing? You can't do this. And he respected it. And he stopped. One sec, I'll come back. Yeah, so he takes off the mask, and he's like, all right, mate, no problem. And he leaves, and everyone obviously looking at me like, I mean, this guy's a fighter, and I'm not, in no way did I intimidate him to leave. It was just because I was honest with him, and I was well mannered, and I'd been so nice to him previously that, yeah, we got rid of him. But it was one of them. Anyone else, we thought about this when the next people wanted to go in, because anybody walking past, and I say this all the time to people, anybody who walked past that restaurant on a Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, were packed. And these cocktails flowing, and laughter, and everyone having a great time, and anyone passing probably thought, these are millionaires. But that's not hospitality, that's not how it works. And so, yeah, I'm going to try something now. Watch this. I'm going to try, there's a guy coming on a bike, and I'm going to see if I've got the confidence to keep on vlogging whilst he passes me. Don't go in there, hey, don't go in there. Yeah, I'll keep this going. No, I'm not got the confidence of putting it down. Should have done it, should have carried on recording. I only put it down like the last second, and then I see him and he gives me a big smile. So that's so funny that that's one of those things that's going to come. You the viewer. will see the time when I start like putting the camera, like keeping the camera up whilst I'm vlogging. Not shitting myself every time I see somebody. So yeah, so people must have seen, oh yeah, what an amazing place, this is fantastic, and then we closed down. And then some people that we knew these people, and they already had a little restaurant, and they wanted to take over the building. Do what they want, it's nothing to do with me anymore. And the landlord contacted us and he went, have you guys still got a big mailing list? And we did, we had a massive mailing list. Would you give it to these new people? So we're like, well, not really. They can have it if they want, but we're still paying back some of these vouchers that people have bought. So if they want to, we'll give them this massive mailing list of customers, all their emails, all their phone numbers, everything. If they take on this debt, there's probably about 500, 600 pounds worth of vouchers still to pay. And the landlord kept us away from these people, kept us well away from them, because, and this is all just my opinion, and I would never ever, that building was so beautiful, it's very, very dear to my heart, that building. I was in it bloody 24 hours a day, and but I would have been able to give really solid advice to anybody who's going in there. I've been able to say, you know, there's no walk-in fridge, there's no this, there's no that, you can't do this, you can't do that. Put it on me because there's people coming. And so, oh yeah, you're going to get all the kids outside smoking weed, you're going to get the local nutters coming in, but nobody, no, we were kept well away from them, because I think the landlord realised, well, what's the point? I'm going to carry on doing this. Watch this now, watch. This is confidence. Here we go. Hi. So, that's the first time I've done it. First time I've done it, and what did they do? Hello, dead nice. No one was bothered. Whew, that's a big milestone. Big milestone. So, but yeah, we were kept away from them. Next thing, they open up, and you saw them doing a lunch service, and I could have told you lunch service don't make any money. Be open for coffees, do a couple of light sandwiches, but it's not going to make money if you do it as a full lunch service. So they operate a lunch service. They stopped doing that after about a month, and then they were gone within 6 months and left with a load of debt, bad name, shit reviews, and the place has been empty ever since. And I always say to Amy, oh, you know what, one day I'll buy that building. She's like, no, because she's still not got the, she's still in the pain zone really of what happened within that building. But yeah, so many amazing things did happen. The building was so beautiful that one day I would like to own it. Don't know what I'd do with it. Certainly wouldn't turn it into a restaurant. But yeah, that was the restaurant journey, and I can't see anybody else going in there at all. That landlord, he knows my boss now, and when he found out that I was working at the whiskey place, he said only good things about me. And I always used to think, like, I never want to see him again. But now, you know, everything softens over time, doesn't it? And now I think we had amazing moments. Amy reminded me the other day, she said, do you remember when we did the crowdfunder and we went to this guy's house, the landlord, because he was monitoring it with us as well. Oh, don't go in there, don't go in there. Look at it, it's all green and minging. Please don't go in there, Rio. Come on, no, come on, no. Ah, oh, listen. And Amy said, yeah, do you remember the day when the Kickstarter hit and we went to his house? He had this massive house. We went to his house and he came out of the drive and he ran down the road with his arms out to hug us, and she had tears in her eyes. Was like, no, I don't remember that. Oh yeah, of course he's gone in as soon as I wasn't looking. But I'd forgotten that, and we had some fantastic times. But he was supposed to be a silent kind of partner, if you like, but yeah, he had a lot of opinions on food, and his family were fussy as fuck, and every time they came, can't have this, can't have that, can't have the other. Oh, we weren't feeling 100% the other day. Did we have any gluten? It's like, no, you didn't. And stop worrying about that side of things. That's our role. Anyway, it's all water under the bridge now. And again, if I see him, and one day I will see him, I look forward to giving him a big hug. So that will be a real closing of that chapter. When I hug him, when I hug that guy, the landlord, that will be a big psychological closing of the chapter for me. So yeah, And just talking about it like that, just again, as I'm talking, I'm thinking of all these mad little funny things that happened whilst we were in there, and the good, the bad and the ugly that happened through running a restaurant. And there were moments I used to remember at night time, the place, you'd be buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Everyone's gone, everyone had a great time, your phone pings with a new 5-star review, and the staff had got, you know, you bought the staff a pizza and then they'd all gone home, and a couple of the waiting staff were maybe getting together, and I thought, oh, look at that, like, and I'd go around the building on my own, locking the doors, turning the lights off, and you feel like you owned a restaurant, you feel like a restaurateur. I'm letting someone pass, but I'm going to keep the camera going because that's what I do now. Hi.
Hiya.
See that? I'm getting confident. And so, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, that was it. So yeah, I'd go around the building, turning the lights off, and you still hear in the room like the laughter, the conversations, the glasses chinking, you'd hear it all in the air. And I'd turn off the lights and switch the lights off, like, wow, I'm a restaurateur turning the lights off. And then a big part of me always thought, I should do a social media post about this, but something in me thought, don't do this, because something feels like this isn't going to last forever. And well, I was right, but yeah, amazing times. Just some of the food we were doing was so good. Yeah, we're coming off the canal here. Rio, this way. Oh, and we're nearly at the tree stump carving I was talking about. So we're going to walk this way. This is around the back of AstraZeneca. Oh, I talk of COVID, AstraZeneca, fucking hell. These guys made a few quid. Right, look at this guy. What are you doing? Come on. No. Let's see if Rio can work out to get back to us. Come on. There we go. See what I mean? This is what I was talking about in one of those vlogs. Some of the stuff he'll do is like insanely clever. But working out a canal bridge. Here we go, he's crossing now. Okay, do not adjust your television sets. This is a new day. I was obviously going on and on and on yesterday, and the battery ran out just before, so I kept saying, and it's a wood carving, and it's the best wood carving that I've ever seen, or tree stump carving I've ever seen. And just as I'm getting right up to it, I realised the battery's gone, the GoPro battery's gone. I currently only have one battery, imagine that. Yeah, one battery, one small USB, so when the battery goes, that's it. And ultimately, well, there is a goal that I need more batteries, pretty obvious. Anyway, so I thought, it felt unfinished, even though these aren't for anybody. I thought, if you're going to do a job, do it properly. And so Rio and I got up this morning, Monday morning, bank holiday as well. Dead, it's hot, really hot. So I've gone and parked at Mackey's, got a nice coffee, and because that's at the very sort of end of the loop, if you like, or the back half. And so yeah, got a coffee, getting up, just going to finish this last little bit now. Not going to do too much chatting on today. But at least I'll show you that carving. We'll go there now, so see you in a minute. Right, this is about where I lost you yesterday. Oh, I want a bin. Okay, so wow, lovely weather today. Yeah, this is where we cut off. So we're just going to come in around the back now of AstraZeneca. and that's the Middlewood Way. We'll definitely do that as a walk. Right, I'll be back. Here we are. Let me show you this thing now. Now, how's about that for a wood carving? Again, I've seen so many of these. But look at the detail on this one. So you got the I mean, I hope I didn't oversell it. I think that's pretty amazing. You know, normally you see one of these and it might be the dog or it might be the owl, but look at this, they've done everything. The walking boots coming out of it, I mean, come on, that's pretty good. Canal bridge with the two people, look at the trees. So there you go, I think that's pretty good. And I think that's going to be a perfect place for a thumbnail. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, Ria. You're there, next to us. Come here, side. Come. Right here, side. Ria. Good boy, let me see you. Sit down. Sit down. There you go. Good boy. Kiss. There you go. Well, there you go, ladies. Handsome shirtless man running past. Have I left anything? No. And there we go. So, oh, well worth getting up for. Glad I did it. We got the thumbnail, we got the end of the walk, and am I going to be brave and stay vlogging whilst these people pass? Yeah, I feel like I am. I feel like I am. Oh, kind of gives you a little, get a little thrill every time you stay. Rio kiss on me. Every time you stay doing this whilst you're talking. Sorry, every time you stay talking while someone passes you. Remember yesterday, well, to you just a few minutes ago on the video, I just carried on talking and it's a bit of a thrill. Maybe that's why they do it, maybe that's what they're all getting out of this. Yeah, little thrills for being brave. Anyway, that's it, that was really all I needed to get, unless I have any amazing revelations that I feel I should share with you in the next 15 minutes whilst we go back to the car. Other than that, yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if there's any questions or anything you want to know or anything else at all, just shout out. Anyway, we'll cut it there, but like, yeah, thanks very much for watching. See you on the next one. So yeah, I just realised what that sort of feels like, you know, the that feeling of staying doing this whilst people are, as in vlogging, as in holding out a camera in front of you and talking to it as you walk past people, and the embarrassment and the amount of times on these first very early videos I've gone, oh, just put it down, oh, just put it down, but then you've seen a pause, oh shit, there's people coming down, can I do it? No, I can't, they look big. So yeah, how stupid I am, they look big, they were massive, but they were fucking dead nice. Yeah, So well, there you go. I'm not ready for it yet, but this is what I've learned from doing these, that to carry on doing it, I'm always buzzing afterwards. Like when people have not sort of reacted, they've gone, oh yeah, that's a guy talking to a camera. And it's like years ago, got a leather jacket for the first time. If you've never worn a leather jacket, you go out for the first time in it, you're like, oh no, everyone's looking at me. Everyone's looking at this guy in a leather jacket. You quickly realise they're not, no one cares. It's just the jacket that you're wearing. So that's how it feels now. Dare I do it past this lady? No, I'm not going to do it past this lady. Yeah, I am, I'll do it. Let's be brave. But that's just it. Morning. Fucking hell. This is all very, very exciting stuff. Will I carry on doing it? I don't know. But anyway, it's all exciting. And I'm waffling, I'm really, really waffling here. Come on, Riri. We're nearly back at Mackey's now. Do you know what? I'm going to get the family breakfast and turn up with that. So not only have I got up this morning, nice and early on a bank holiday, got a nice long walk in with Rio before it gets really hot, because apparently it's going to be roasting today. So we've done that. Filmed the rest of the video. So I've tied up that loose end, and I'm going to rock up at home with a Mackey's breakfast. Hero of the day. That's how you start your day. So that's the time to leave it. Well listen, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.